You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about the Bengals in the NFL because, well, Ian Rapoport, of course, this is Sunday morning and the splash reports are dropping and the headlines are coming out, and the headline is Joe Burrow having wrist surgery, and we'll touch on that. But buried in this story, and I got to credit Florio and PFT because they caught it this morning. Of course, the NFL world, NFL fans, Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports, the founder and owner, and a lot of potential gamblers that may or may not be involved in a class action lawsuit that's going to nail the Bengals and the NFL very publicly in what I said could become a massive, monstrous scandal. They have been waiting for the NFL to reveal something involving this investigation, right? Of course, we all saw the photos. We saw the video of what looked like some kind of compression wrap or something around that wrist, around that thumb of Joe Burrow prior to the Ravens game that he got hurt, and there was no indication that he was injured prior to the game, coming into that game, but it certainly was very suspicious. He left the game, out for the season, now wrist surgery. Well, the NFL has done something that looks extremely suspicious here. They have released an update on this investigation, and it's buried. All right? It's buried in the headline of Joe Burrow's wrist surgery. And Ian Rapoport, of course, he works for NFL media, just included that, like third or fourth paragraph of the article. Well, wait a minute now. That should be the lead story this morning on all of these NFL media platforms, every outlet out there, ESPN, everywhere, should be talking about the fact that the NFL has offered up an update to this Joe Burrow and this wrist injury situation, and instead, it's been buried. It's buried under that headline. This is a story that just dropped this morning, a couple of hours ago, and Mike Florio caught this. All the credit in the world to Florio because I'm watching this. Florio's watching this. He certainly has no major love for the NFL, at least the higher-ups and the people making. He's got a relationship with a lot of people in the league, but, he's not afraid to potentially bury the NFL in something, and this is a massive scandal. I think the NFL knows this could be a huge concussion / CTE kind of blowout, and this is so crazy that this was buried this morning. So, this is the update. Listen to this, guys. The franchise quarterback, Joe Burrow, is set for wrist surgery on Monday, sources say, with the expectation that Burrow will make a full recovery for 2024. Head coach Zach Taylor clarified to reporters on November 20th that Burrow's 2023 season is over regardless of how far the Bengals potentially advance in the playoffs if they were to qualify. As the Bengals face the Steelers today in their first game without Burrow, the league is also investigating Cincinnati, if Cincinnati should have listed Burrow on its injury report prior to its game against the Ravens on November 16th. Burrow was shown on social media leading up to the game appearing to wear an apparatus on his right wrist. Guys, this is buried. Look at the title to this headline. Sources familiar with the organization say the Bengals have turned in hours of footage to the NFL showing Burrow was healthy prior to the game. According to those who have seen the footage, Burrow threw the ball normally during practice without a brace and took all of his normal reps. It also includes documentation from medical personnel stating Burrow's injury was, quote, acute, as Taylor has explained. It was not, the doctors say, an injury that happened over time, sources say. The NFL declined to comment on its investigation. So this update, this bombshell update is totally buried. It's totally buried in this headlines. Florio caught it. Bengals NFL pushed the idea that Joe Burrow didn't have a wrist problem. And we've all understood why the NFL doesn't want this to potentially come out. The Bengals still have a serious problem because they deleted video they put out, and it showed Joe Burrow wearing that wrist apparatus, and the fact that they deleted the video is a smoking gun in all this. It's a massive, massive issue that makes the NFL it makes the Bengals look guilty, and then the NFL has got incentive to potentially hide the entire situation or the findings. Why? It's litigation. The NFL has every incentive to find that the Bengals did not violate the rules. Listen to this. Listen to this. If the Bengals get sued for fraudulently concealing the injury to the detriment of any gamblers who bet on the Bengals in reliance on the representation that he was healthy, the NFL quite possibly gets a ticket to the litigation party too, under the argument that the NFL has negligently failed to enforce its own rules. If the NFL wouldn't be sued directly, it's not the league's interest to have any team sued for something like that. Against that very important backdrop, the NFL media has buried at the bottom of a line item regarding Burrow's looming wrist surgery some information about the investigation regarding Burrow's injury. It creates, to no surprise, the impression that the Bengals did nothing wrong. And it goes on to read exactly what I just read to you. But Florio is right. NFL media has buried that into a story about the surgery. You notice this doesn't say new information emerges on NFL Bengals wrist injury, blah, blah, blah. Nothing, none of that. Bengals quarterback set to have wrist surgery on Monday. That's the thing. That's the thing. The article also reads, based on information turned over by the Bengals, Burrow received no treatment in preparation for the Ravens game. It would be easy to parse that language, but the Bengals will have an answer for any question that could be asked. If there's a smoking gun, the Bengals have no reason to produce it, and the NFL has no reason to search for it. Yes, the Bengals will have an answer to any question regarding Burrow's injury, except one, of course. Why did the Bengals delete the video of Burrow arriving in Baltimore with visible evidence of some sort of device extending past his wrist? And it goes on to talk about, why did you delete the video? Is it a crazy coincidence that you happened to delete this video when, well, it's very publicly floating around out there that the NFL may get sued, and so will the Bengals. If they figure out there's some way, and this looks bad for the NFL, that there is some way or somehow proof that this injury may have been hidden from people that put their hard-earned money down on these football games, of which the NFL is now all up in and intertwined with gambling. This looks bad. It looks bad that the first substantial update we get involving this is buried in an NFL media report about the wrist surgery that's about to happen, and that's the headline, not this. Not this, that footage has emerged, that league officials have seen, etc. That's the big story. Everybody in the planet knew Joe Burrow was having wrist surgery. Wow, that's convenient. Good job, Florio, for catching that. I would have eventually caught it, but it might have been a couple of days from now. But he caught it quick. I mean, boom, they put a blatant update, a paragraph update in there of what's happened, the fact that people have seen footage and all of this kind of thing, and they buried the headline. They bury it in a headline about Joe Burrow's wrist surgery. Wow. Okay. I mean, I'm probably going to tag Portnoy in this story. That's crazy as hell. Tell me what you think, black and white sports reporters. Awfully convenient, is it not? Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.